Good morning, everyone. Our group name is called Cyber Sentinels. We would like to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to present the SolarWinds case study. I would like to start off by introducing our team members, which are Navjot, Tenzin, Andy, Alyssa, Elijah, and Widget. So for our agenda, we'll start with understanding of the SolarWinds case and cyber breach. Then we'll get into regulatory response and impact assessment, also with SolarWinds' initial response to the cyber attack. Furthermore, we'll discuss the legal and strategic shifts post-incidents, short and long-term forecasting, positive and negative implications, and lastly, recommendation and conclusion. So starting off with the introduction, SolarWinds is a Texas-based company founded in 1999 that helps business keep their computer system and data safe. One of the main product is called Orion. Orion helps company keep track of how well the networks are working, manage log files, storage, and more. SolarWinds has over 300,000 customers, including almost all of the top 500 Fortune companies. They really focus on the customers and even have a special online community called DWAC. SolarWinds stock price dropped a lot, falling by around 64% from its highest point in December 2020. This big drop happened because of the SolarWinds hack. So SolarWinds suffered a sophisticated supply chain attack where malicious code was inserted into its software updates of SolarWinds product called Orion. When SolarWinds released an update for the Orion software, it unintentionally created a hidden entry point or a backdoor into an organization of the IT system. This malicious software named Sunburst let the hackers remotely get into the affected system, allowing them to access emails, files, and important data. The worrying thing about this attack is the breach occurred in 2019 but wasn't detected until 2020. The attack impacted more than 250 businesses and government groups, including big companies from the Fortune 500 list and important government departments like the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security. Now I'll pass it on to Alyssa.
Thanks, Andy. External articles analyzing the SEC case against SolarWinds suggest that the company knowingly ignored repeated red flags pertaining to cyber risks. They knew that their system had known vulnerabilities, but still overstated their security practices. The vulnerabilities they were aware of were not disclosed. The attack was completed by the Russian nation-state hacking group Nobelium. According to legal firm White & Case, SolarWinds claimed to have met the NIST framework. They did so by making generic statements when in reality, the company did not have any program in place for a majority of the controls, which means we can attribute the attack to poor auditing as well. SolarWinds also did not maintain a secure development lifecycle for the software it created and sold to its customers by allegedly having exposed FTP credentials in a public GitHub repository. In other words, they knowingly defrauded their clients by selling an unsecure product vulnerable to attacks and issues. It became apparent that the breach resulted from SolarWinds itself because a customer noticed a similar nature in attacks amongst other clients using the same security solution. Now I'm going to pass to Tenzin, who will be giving you an overview of regulatory response.
So in response to the SolarWinds breach, the government introduced strict cybersecurity regulations. This includes President Biden's executive order and new SEC guidelines requiring greater transparency in cybersecurity practices. For SolarWinds and similar companies, this meant following stricter compliance standards, increasing security investment, and intensively working to rebuild customer trust. This regulatory shift has also led to higher operational costs and insurance premiums. Now let's take a look at how SolarWinds initially reacted to this unprecedented challenge. Immediately after the breach, SolarWinds worked quickly to handle the situation. They teamed up with cybersecurity experts from FireEye to figure out how the breach happened and how to fix it. They also set up a special team to manage the crisis and communicated openly with their customers. about what was happening. This helped them manage the situation and start to rebuild trust with their customers and the general public. Moving forward from the initial crisis response, let's explore the subsequent legal and strategic adjustments SolarWinds made. Immediately after the cyber attack, SolarWinds had to hurdle several lawsuits and rethink how they protect their softwares. This led them to improve their security to prevent future problems. Looking ahead, SolarWinds has started using a secure by design strategy. This means they're building stronger security right from their software from the very beginning. Their goal is to make their products safer and to win back the trust of their customers and the industry. Now I will pass it on to Elijah to discuss more about the short and the long-term forecasting.
So if SolarWinds loses the case, it would result in severe financial penalties, including fines and loss of contracts with government contractors and Fortune 500 companies, which was explained before. The massive overhaul of SolarWinds executives' board of directors would get voted out by investors, and SolarWinds would change their communication with investors and the public. Um, the SEC has text messages that detail how executives felt that the SolarWinds had holes in their security. So this would contradict with the rebuttal that SolarWinds put out that states otherwise. Charges brought against the SolarWinds Chief Information Security Officer will be a first in SEC history. And if SolarWinds wins, according to SolarWinds rebuttal, it keeps norms regarding the CISO's responsibility to investors. There would be no significant overhaul of board members, and it would ease clients' fears about the leadership of the companies. So basically, everything would remain normal. For long-term forecasting, they launched a Secure by Design initiative, significantly increasing annual cybersecurity spending, and they're engaging in external cybersecurity expertise from CrowdStrike and KPMG. SolarWinds allocated $52.6 million towards Sunburst remediation in 2020 and 2021, and it underscores the financial impact of the cyber security attacks. In response to similar incidents, U.S. regulatory changes were introduced to improve cybersecurity practices across the government and private sectors, including mandatory incident disclosures. And now I'll pass it on to Navjot, who's going to explain the positive and negative implications of the SolarWinds case.
So this case alleges that the company and its chief information security officer, Tim Brown, misled investors about cybersecurity vulnerabilities and failed to properly protect critical company assets. As stated in the SEC's press release, today's enforcement action not only charges SolarWinds and Mr. Brown for misleading investing in public and also fails to protect the company's assets, but also underscores our message to the issuers to implement strong controls calibrated to your risk environments and level with investors about known concerns. The outcome of the lawsuit will have a major impact on SolarWinds' future, while the specific remain uncertain. We can explore the potential consequences of both winning and losing the case. A successful defense should showcase SolarWinds' ability to handle cybersecurity challenges. This may reassure investors, potentially leading to a rise in the stock value. Companies that navigate legal hurdles often see a boost in investor confidence and stock appreciation. With the restored reputation, a favorable outcome might rebuild trust with clients and stakeholders, and that can demonstrate SolarWinds' commitment to cybersecurity best practices. For future growth opportunities, winning the lawsuit could open new doors to new partnerships and attract any new clients and other opportunities. This can pave the way for future business expansion. A legal victory could also signal reliability and trustworthiness of potential clients and partners. Now for the negative impacts. Losing the case could result in substantial final penalties and settlements, impacting short-term profitability. Legal defeats often come with significant financial burdens due to settlement and judgment claims. And with an eroded reputation, an unfavorable outcome could damage SolarWinds' reputation, potentially leading to a loss of brand loyalty and client trust. A damaged reputation can lead to a decline in customer base and decline in brand value. With the increased regulatory scrutiny, regardless of the verdict, the lawsuit may attract heightened regulatory scrutiny, leading to stricter compliance requirements. Regulatory bodies may intensify oversight following the major security breach, regardless of the legal outcome, potentially leading to increased compliance burdens. By carefully considering both positive and negative impacts, SolarWinds can be better prepared to navigate complexities of this lawsuit and emerge stronger in the long run. In conclusion, Cyber Sentinels came up with these recommendations. While the lawsuit's outcome is uncertain, SolarWinds can take proactive steps to address the situation. For transparency and communication, it is best to maintain open communication with investors, clients, and stakeholders, and also to regularly update them on the lawsuit progress and any actions being taken. Another step would be to increase risk management, to evaluate and strengthen cybersecurity protocols to prevent similar incidents in the future. There is also a need for a compliance review to conduct a comprehensive review of compliance procedures provided by NIST and other government regulations. It is also recommended for a development of a contingency plan to prepare strategies to mitigate potential negative impacts, both financial and reputational, and which are regardless of the verdict. By implementing these proactive measures, SolarWinds can demonstrate its commitment to addressing the allegations and pave the way for a stronger future. Thank you, everyone. My name is Navjot Singh.
I'm Elijah Blaine.
I'm Alyssa.
Andy.
And I'm Tenzin. Thank you very much.